Legion Tactical Cutlery.
Hold the line!
Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Grugs here, Legion Tactical Cutlery. Welcome back once again, troops, legionnaires, new recruits, and as always, really appreciate you all taking the time to check out my channel and my videos. All right, I got something really wicked looking over here. Tactical for sure. This is the Sitivien ST32 Recurve Tanto in AUS10 steel. Going to test it out, see how it performs. What's everybody carrying? Once again, I am happy to be carrying this throw club, Warncliffe, sheep's foot, call it what you want. I love this knife. It is excellent. I should be doing a review soon. I don't know what happened to these guys. They seem to have dropped off the face of the earth. So I'm going to take my time, but I am going to review this sooner or later, so stay tuned. What are you all carrying? Veterans, active military, a crazy looking blade for sure, but who knows, maybe after this testing, you may want to grab this one. In any case, just want to say thank you very much for your service. Enjoy this video. Quick specs once again, the Sitivien ST32 Recurve Tanto, overall length 10.4 inch, blade length 4.88 inch, blade material AUS10, blade hardness 60 to 62 HRC, blade thickness 6 millimeters, blade width 1.38 inch, handle length 5.16 inch, handle thickness 0.98 inch, handle width 1.37 inch, handle material supposedly carbon fiber, weight 12.1 ounce, sheath weight 4.94 ounce, and a total weight 17 ounces. All right, let's get to it. Quickly, let's check out this crazy blade, Recurve Tanto, in my opinion. Nice swedge for penetration, nice reinforced tip for penetration. It's got a mid or high saber grind. It is saber, not hollow, which is good news. Small little sharpening choil, a very slight finger guard. Handles supposedly carbon fiber. I don't know, man. But in any case, they feel pretty good. All right, there's some finger grooves and contouring. I think the finger grooving could have been a little bit better. And what I mean by that is this could have been a little bit smaller where the pointer and the middle finger could have done better. But as it is, I've got the pointer and the middle finger in that groove, and then the rest of the fingers go here. Might be uncomfortable for some, I don't know. Maybe good for some others. Handle is a decent size. Now look, I do have a Legion Premier. You can go take a look at the Legion Premier for a better, more detailed review. I just want to quickly go over this. Some jimping over here, full Tang goodness. All right, I added the lanyard hole. Everything is, the fit and finish is really nice. So I've got this small little log. I know you guys don't like to see the big logs anymore. Plus, I've been running out of the big logs. We're going to do a little test. Found this nice and hard. We're going to put this to the test. And I've got some other pieces of wood we're going to also try out. Let's take a look at the sheath real quick. It is a taco style sheath with a thumb ramp. It's got this carbon fiber look to it, but this is not carbon fiber. This is Kydex that's been pressed to make it almost look like a carbon fiber. Has a standard tech lock for upright and scout carry. Let's just pop this knife in. Little tiny bit of up and down play. It might just be my sample, but it's got that thumb ramp to push off. It also has a little side to side play, but again, nothing that a hair dryer or a heat gun wouldn't be able to tighten up. But here you go. Here's the whole package. Good to go. Let's do some testing. Once again, nice dry log. Definitely something that would be found in the woods or a campsite for somebody to use. I will chop just about here, right by here by this knot, put it to the test. Okay, so let me put on this lanyard. No way is this going to be a great chopper. However, this is how I test my knives. This is a channel that does test knives, so let's get to it, man. I'm going to try and use every part of the blade as always. Whoop. Gotta be careful. At least my hand is far enough away from this. So it's probably just going to take a little bit to get through this knot, but I figure it'll be a good way to start testing. Okay, definitely a good challenging piece of wood. Not a chopper whatsoever. I gotta tighten this up. You know, once again, for the proper leverage, I have to hold towards the rear of the blade, but I'm testing this knife out, okay? So let's keep on going through this knot. I think we're through. There we go. You can see the knot area right there. I don't know how many of you like recurves, but I do like recurves. That blade's looking straight. I do like recurves, man. I really do. I just think this is a really weird one, you know, but cool nonetheless. So once I'm done with this, I do have, I think, the ST33 coming, which is more traditional. And my subscriber, Jorge Fernandez, has it, okay? And it's sweet. So looking forward to getting that sample and testing it out for everybody on video. But Jorge, if you see this, oops, maybe you can comment in this section below. Oh, that broke. Let's keep going. And let me know let everybody know what you think about that Sitivien 33. Whew. Okay, good. All right, there we go. I know this split, but did the job. That edge is looking good. Now that this is split, let me see real quick. This recurve should make easy work of making curls, and there you go, man. So far, so good. All right, let me clean this up. We'll do some more processing. I have another species of wood over here. This is a nice hard piece. I'm gonna do some V-notch batoning with this knife. It's too bad too, man. I don't have too much of this left. It's just a shame. Anybody interested in donating to the channel some logs? Let me know, man. All right, good. like to try and show different species of wood. Let me see if I can use the rear of the blade a little bit. Some really hard stuff too. We are almost through. Okay, let me see if I can go all the way through this time. All right, let me first show everybody with a harder piece of wood right here. Okay, there's the edge. And you can see the discoloration where I batoned. Still sharp. Oh, my handles are loose. Damn it. Look at that. Okay. Still sharp, man, after that little bit of abuse, especially with that hard piece of wood. Let me pick those pieces up while you still have the knife in front of you. Okay, these are the two pieces I just batoned. And I'm going to clean this up and we're going to process these a little further. All right, this is what I just did the V-notch batoning with. I got another species of wood here for some vertical batoning. All right, so let's do that first. All right. Again, you want to do something small. All right. Small fire. Warm up some coffee. Whoops. This cast is such a pain in the ass. Warm up some fire. Warm up some food or some coffee. You need a small fire. I'm sure some of you are going to have, stove, but if you want to test out your knife, improve your skills, and this is the knife you want to do it with, there you go. All right. Okay, some kindling here. Let me do one more. If you have a firebox, stove, I don't care what you have, whatever. This is just fuel. I almost cut myself. This is just fuel and utilizing the knife. All right. Okay, so now what I want to do, just test this tip real quick. A little wobbly. Hold on a second, troops. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to just tap that tip in a little bit so I get it stable and I don't hurt myself. So let me use the lanyard just in case. Oh, that was really easy. Jeez. Definitely a penetrator. Okay. Let's do the thicker piece right here. Whoops. Okay. Here we go. Nice, nice. There's the tip. Don't want to cut myself. This is kind of small piece. However, I don't want to let it go to waste. So, whoops. use this part of the blade to cut the fibers. All right, so that's good. And I got one more I want to split. All right, good. A little bit bigger pieces of kindling right here. I have this piece, so what I want to do first, split it with this. Okay. Just make sure I have this wrapped around my finger here. All right, good. Let's take a look at that tip. I don't think we're going to have any issues with this tip. Let's go back to some horizontal batoning. Beautiful. These would be nice feather sticks for later. Excellent. Oh man, these things are just falling all over the floor. Murphy's Law, but okay, I've got enough here on the table to show everybody. There we go. All right, so those others fell on the floor. I don't really care. Just this is biting in big time, even on that angle, which is good. There you go. All right. Kindling, feather sticks, more kindling right over here. Knife did a great job. Let's do some horizontal batoning. So I utilized the whole blade. Okay, so this was the first piece that I chopped. Let's split this horizontally right here. Let me just be real careful. Once again, utilizing the whole blade. All right, good. Okay, that did well. Let me keep on going. You can see it's split. So let me just finish it over here. My handles are coming loose again. I thought I tightened them up, but not good enough. I needs Loctite, guys. So just remember, Loctite's going to be your friend. All right, good. All right, good. Let's quarter these. So again, utilizing the whole blade. Had to reposition the camera just a little bit. I know it was really close for the other scenes. I apologize for that, but you guys get the point. All right. Let me quarter this also. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to quarter. Okay, now most of you are going to use a saw and an axe. Take this along as a tertiary backup or whatever, but did a fine job. Okay, there you go. See the curls right there? Let's move on. Got a couple of different pieces of wood here. These two I was using for the vertical batoning. So I'm going to use this for feather sticks. A little bit different species here and here. So this is the hardest one, I think, out of them all. Let's make sure that I'm going to do some individual curls first here. And that recurve is excellent, man. Use that part of the blade. All right, and let me see if I could do this. So it's a penetrator, so it's a little on the thick side. I mean, I would rather use the recurve, but I definitely want to show everybody. All right, because I did use it to go through the tips. I'm sorry, the wood with my tip over here of this knife, but you can see that's still sharp. And it can be used. I don't know why, but it can be used. I want to show it. So, small example of this piece, this type of wood. This is a little bit different than this one, I think. Because there's all kinds of woods out there, so I might as well show everybody a couple of different pieces of wood I'm testing with. Here's another different species. Beautiful. It's just beautiful. In fact, I like to make a little feather stick with this one. Look at that bark. I don't need that bark. All right, good. Let me just test out these other two over here. Okay. Might as well make it. Okay, that's one. Let me just make one more. Okay, very nice. Now, just to show everybody, you can do this. Make all the curls you want. You don't have to make feather sticks. See all those curls? All right, so you get the idea. You could do it that way. Nice. All right, so I think you all get the point. And then I guess, all right, let me just show you if you want to just dig in. I got to be careful with my wrist here. Well, with that recurve should be good to do. All right, so just a small example. Now let's test out The spine, I gotta tell you, I don't think the spine's gonna do much, but let's test it out. If it could at least spark a ferro rod, I'd be happy with that, but so far so good, man. Okay, I got a few pieces of wood here. This is some of that kiln dried wood, and this is a hard piece that I use this for tip testing, piece of fat wood and a ferro rod. It's rounded off, man. I don't think it's gonna do anything. So yeah, nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Again, this is not really an outdoor knife, you know. However, you could take work sharp field guide and sharpen this up. If you have a 2-inch or 1-inch belt sander, whatever belt sander you have, you can make a little burr on this, and then it'll be, you know, capable of doing what you want outdoors. But I'm pressing down pretty hard. Let me try the jimping. Nah, the jimping isn't going to do anything. Yeah, okay, so at least with this hardwood, no. Let's try this kiln dried wood. Nothing. It's so little, it's negligible, you know. It's just, that ain't happening. That's not happening. And fat wood, let's try fat wood. We're getting a little scraping from the fat wood, very, very little. I'm hoping that it'll spark a ferro rod now, that we're getting a little scraping, but it's fat wood, you know, it's a whole different beast over here. So the good news is, I guess, you need to scrape a little bit of fat wood with your knife, but again, you could always take the blade, right, and use the sharp bevel of the blade to, you know, make this little bit of fat wood fluff over here. You could do it with wood, you know. And nothing's going to happen to the edge, okay? All right, so it's all good, and obviously you could always make these little curls, but no go really on the spine, which is a little disappointing because this knife is really kicking some ass here. Now, just move this over. That's really nothing there. So, and again, the spine didn't even do much for the fat wood. So now let's see. Nope, 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 nope. I didn't think it was going to do it. Nope, look at that. Nope. It's too rounded off, troops. And I've really got nowhere else on this blade to scrape the ferro rod. Yeah, everything is rounded off, even this area over here, which is a, you know, it's not, look, it's not a deal breaker, man. If you want, you have the courage, you can make a burr over here. You'll be good to go. But I mean, so far this knife has proven itself capable. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. I take this out into the field and use it, you know? All right, let's do some camp chores. Okay, got a bunch of material over here. Some ropes, paracord, some wax string, some nylon, and then I have some heavy duty type plastics. Let's start off with some of the easy stuff first. I got some of the wax rope. I mean, you could take this fishing if you want, you know, I mean, this is real easy to cut. However, I just want to show everybody what it can do, even with something as simple as this, possibly fishing line, who knows. All right, next we have paracord here. All right, good. Easy, okay. Let's see if I can double up a little bit on this. All right, good. This is the material that goes on ratchets, you know, to hold down stuff on a truck, pickup truck or whatever, van. They threw it away over here at the complex, easy to cut. Then I have this natural rope. Okay, just cut a small piece. Let me see now here. Okay, good. See that? Cut. Whoops. There we go. All right, so we cut the rope. Next, I have some synthetic stuff here, some synthetic rope. Let's see if I can do double up. All right, that worked okay. That piece fell on the ground. Got some pallet tie material. Hopefully I can do this with my wrist. Whoa! All right, so a good challenge. It did it. I got to go pick up that other piece over there. 1 second, troops. Let me leave this here. All right, I actually dropped two things. So this is tie that they tie up roofing here with. All right, so a little bit easier than this stuff. I have this challenging twist tie right over here. Okay, that went through. Whoops, and last but not least, I have this other challenging stuff. This is another type of pallet tie, very thick. Hopefully I could do it with my wrist. Let's see. Beautiful, okay. Good to go. The only issue, spine's not sharp. Other than that, man, I think this will do you justice out in the field. AUS10, it'll be easy enough to sharpen out there in the field. Let's see. I like to make it long. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so looking good, man. I'm done. All right, got everything in front of the camera. Just a small demonstration of what this knife was capable of doing. Two small issues. One is got to lock tight those screws, or else if you're out in the field and you're going to do this type of work with this type of knife, or actually any knife, make sure that you lock tight those screws, man, because, you know, I mean, every knife that I basically have tested, the screws come loose. You think I'd learn by now to lock tight them right off the bat. However, I want to show everybody, if you're going to be doing this kind of work, and if you don't lock tight these screws, take a screwdriver with you. Other than that, the only other issue is the spine, easily fixable. If you have the courage, the do-it-yourself know-how, take a belt sander to it, or, I mean, I've used my workshop sharp guide, something so simple, you know, to just put a slight burr on the spine, and at the very least, you could scrape some fat wood or ferro rod. All right, troops, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you all think about this knife. Let me bring awareness, everybody. Hashtag 22 a day, hashtag 22 a day no more. There are veterans and active military wants to get out of the service. They do face a lot of challenges. Unfortunately, one of these challenges is suicide. So at the end of this video, pause on the slides, call those phone numbers, surf those websites, read that message from Martin Miller, a Vietnam veteran, 66 to 69, U.S. Army. He's gone through what you might be going through. He has a heartfelt message. Read that message and seek the help that you all have earned and deserve. Troops, Legionnaires, new recruits, at the ready, hold the line. Take care.
Legionnaires!